could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Larger, larger than, bigger, bigger than, living hopes and dreams. Every boy and girl, higher, higher than, brighter, brighter than, all you wanted and you know. Hey, you could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. Hey, you could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted. You could.
Welcome to the 123rd commencement of the University of Idaho. Now entering are the faculty of the university. A long tradition at the university is for the faculty to form two columns that the graduation candidates will pass through. The College of Graduate Studies is led today by highlight student Joanna Kud from Rzeszów, Poland, a PhD recipient in plant science. The College of Graduate Studies has led the university's research and creative activities at the graduate level since its formulation in 1925. The college encompasses all graduate programs within the university. The Graduate College offers 80 master's degrees in fields ranging from accounting to water resources, 3 specialty areas of education, and doctoral degrees in 30 disciplines. The college is responsible for university-wide excellence in graduate education and training, serving more than 1,700 graduate and professional students at 5 campus locations. Graduate students, in collaboration with faculty, have helped the University of Idaho earn recognition as Idaho's only Carnegie Higher Research Activity institution. Established in 1909, the College of Law is among America's best small state public law schools. The college's 38 faculty offer instruction toward a Juris Doctor degree or a Master of Laws with 4 areas of emphasis and several optional concurrent degree programs, emphasizing quality over quantity and delivering a focused curriculum to students completing their Juris Doctor degrees. The college provides 1 outstanding law program with 2 locations. Students have the option of earning their complete degree in Moscow or Boise. The College of Agricultural and Life Sciences. Founded in 1901, the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences is led today by a highlight student, Christina Dingman from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a bachelor's recipient in food and nutrition with a nutrition option. The college has 27 majors, 12 minors, and offers 13 graduate programs across 8 academic departments. 201 faculty located on campus and around the state of Idaho serve nearly 1,000 students. The College of Agricultural and Life Sciences advances the health and welfare of people, animals, and the environment through research and education in agriculture, community, human and rural development, natural resources, nutrition, and life sciences. The college leads research and extension efforts related to various issues, with programs of distinction in potatoes and beef cattle. The college's faculty and students find solutions to the world's most critical challenges, working to create and sustain an abundant food supply and energy supply, a healthy environment, and successful families and communities. Established in 1981, the College of Art and Architecture is led today by highlight student Michaela Ollinger from Priest River, Idaho, a Bachelor of Fine Arts recipient in Studio Art and Design. The College of Art and Architecture offers 11 total undergraduate and graduate professional degrees in architecture, art and design, bioregional planning and community design, interior design, landscape architecture, and virtual technology and design. The college has 45 faculty members. The college teaches the integrated concepts of art, design, and technology with an emphasis on cultural and environmental stewardship. Students prepare for careers in the rapidly evolving creative economy through real-world projects that improve the quality of life for communities throughout the state of Idaho. Established in 1925, the College of Business and Economics is served by 39 faculty and offers 7 undergraduate majors, an executive MBA, and a Master of Accountancy graduate program. The College of Business and Economics is accredited by AACSB International, the gold standard in business school accreditation. The college also holds an additional AACSB accounting accreditation. Its committed leaders have an innovative approach to business education, helping graduates become leaders in a competitive world. The college prepares students for success with hands-on learning, including student business, an entrepreneurship program, internships, student-managed investments, and executive connections and international learning. The college emphasizes outcomes that matter and readiness for the real world, graduating students who have gained global competitiveness by obtaining internships, exchanges, and career opportunities from all over the world. Established June 7, 1920, the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences is led by a highlight student, Kate Wold, from Boise, Idaho, graduating with a bachelor's in elementary education. The college offers 5 undergraduate degrees, 8 master's degrees, and 10 doctoral degree programs, and is served by 58 faculty members. The college serves the people of Idaho and the region by providing research-based educational programs that emphasize leadership at all levels. The college has a strong reputation for innovation and excellence, graduating a significant portion of Idaho's educators and movement science professionals. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences is also home to the nation's first Doctor of Athletic Training degree, boasts a top-rated online special education program, and has a rehabilitation, counseling, and human services program ranked 53rd in the nation by the National Council of Rehabilitation Education. Established in 1907, the College of Engineering is led by highlight student Claire Majors from Kamiah, Idaho, a Bachelor's of Science recipient in Mechanical Engineering. The College of Engineering is one of the Northwest premier engineering colleges with nearly 100 faculty, 50 staff, and 1,700 students. The college is known for educational programs that provide hands-on design and research experience, as well as sound fundamentals. The college's senior capstone project is recognized as one of the best in the country by the National Academy of Engineering. This spring, the college will host the 25th Annual Engineering Design Expo, the longest-running event in the Northwest. It is the culmination of the college's educational experience, and in addition to showcasing U of I engineering students' accomplishments, Expo brings in over 500 to 1,000 prospective students to Moscow each year. This year's Silver Anniversary Expo will focus on the next 25 years in engineering. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is led by a highlight student, J.C. Lynn Iannelli from Soda Springs, Idaho, receiving a Bachelor's of General Studies. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is the largest and most diverse college at the University of Idaho, with more than 160 faculty across the state, helping deliver 44 customizable degree options including 7 fully online degrees that can turn a student's passion into their career. Degrees offered by the college make students successful in any profession by focusing on the skills and experiences that employers want: critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, leadership, communication, and real-world experience. College faculty are nationally recognized researchers, scholars, and artists that are leading the research and creative works in their respective fields. Through the diverse offerings of the college, faculty also teach a majority of the general education required classes to the entire student body. Reaching every student through the general education curriculum, the college is the academic bedrock of the university. The college experience enhances each student's understanding about the world, helping cultivate social and personal responsibility, ethical and moral decision-making, and a sense of global citizenship. The English department partners with the College of Natural Resources to offer Semester in the Wild. Students spend 3 months at the Taylor Wilderness Research Station, earning 15 credits in 5 different humanities and natural resource classes. The Lionel Hampton International Jazz Festival in the School of Music earned the prestigious National Medal of the Arts. The James A. and Louise McClure Center for Public Policy Research conducts research to explore topics related to education and demographic change, food security, natural resource policy, and highway infrastructure and policy. Established in 1917 and celebrating its 100th anniversary this year, the College of Natural Resources is led by highlight student Chung Chen Yi Gary from Hong Kong, graduating with a Bachelor's of Environmental Science with a Physical Science option. With 52 faculty members, the college offers 9 undergraduate degree programs, 5 graduate programs, and 4 certification programs. The College of Natural Resources leads natural resource education west of the Mississippi. It is recognized as the #1 value in natural resource and conservation colleges in the nation. The college provides hands-on education and undergraduate research opportunities with world-renowned faculty. Its international impact reaches to Costa Rica, Haiti, Africa, and beyond. Alumni of the college hold leadership positions in government and private industry throughout the United States. At the College of Natural Resources, forward-thinking faculty, staff, and students are dedicated to making a positive and profound impact on the way we interact with and manage natural resources. The college works toward a common goal of sustaining people and the land through innovative science, technology, and leadership. Established in 2002, the College of Science is led by a highlight student, Ariana Gaskin from Sydney, Montana, receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. At the College of Science, 120 faculty members help offer 9 bachelor's programs, 12 master's disciplines, and 9 doctoral degrees. Please welcome the platform party and the officer candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Army ROTC Color Guard, followed by the singing of our national anthem.
Easy. Arm. Hold. Arm. Ready. Ice.
Please be seated and turn your attention to the video monitors.
We're taking a selfie though.
This could be edited, right?
Are you doing it or am I? I don't know. I'll do it. Do you want to do it? I don't know. And go.
I just got some free food over there. They had some orange infused water, so that was good.
This is stressful.
Did it. I got my gown for my roommate, so I don't have to pay that price. So I'm feeling pretty good today.
Confessions. For Brad, I don't have any. For Mom and Dad.
Confessions.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I stole an onion from a frat house one time. I didn't get to keep the onion though, because Quinn threw it against the building, and he almost broke a window. But
Done.
so that was a pretty fun story. I'd
It
say.
is good.
We're pretty good kids. We drank a lot of coffee. We definitely did not sleep as much as we should have.
I'm pretty sure I'm responsible for at least 50% of Dutch Bros revenue every year. Some people call that a problem, but I'm okay with that.
When I was a freshman, me and the kids on my floor really wanted Dutch Bros. So we lifted up the grate in front of the door and jumped down in it and picked up all the change. Our RA walked over right over the top of us on top of the grate and didn't notice us.
5 years from now, I want my own house, I want my own dog, maybe a husband, that would be nice.
By 20 years, I'll have lived out, like the corporate grind in a metropolitan area, and I'll be over it. I'm 24 right now, so I'd be 44. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I'll be on a boat having a midlife crisis.
It feels really fun to be here and be supported by so many different people who are all wanting to see us succeed, including ourselves, so that's really cool.
You've worked so hard, and it's finally to the point where all of that hard work is finally paying off.
I'm really happy, actually, because this has been a long time waiting.
It's gonna be really exciting, and probably won't cry. I'm not crying.
I might cry.
Might cry.
I'm terrified.
Survived college. My sorority.
Caffeine, a lot of coffee.
A lot of monsters.
Yep.
Some soda.
Frequenting the watering hole for sure.
The next step for me will be substituting for 6 months. I get to shape the future of the kids, which you should be scared about.
I think I'm gonna end up fighting fire or going into law enforcement, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I want to be the superintendent of the Nampa School District, and then I want to be the superintendent of public instruction for the entire state.
I'd like to thank Law and Order SVU. Olivia Benson, you represent strength and persist. Die Hard fan, die hard.
That's what my mom used to watch.
I'd like to thank Wallace. I love Wallace. Love Wallace.
I want to thank my fish tank. It's kept me busy and distracted in moments of need.
I loved it here. I know I'm gonna miss it so much, and everyone always says enjoy college while you can, but I'm definitely ready for the next step in my life, and I know that everything that U of I has given me over the years has prepared me for the next step.
Please welcome the chair of the University of Idaho Faculty Senate, Dr. Patrick Herlichka.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon and welcome to the University of Idaho 2017 Winter Commencement. Please join me in welcoming the 18th President of the University of Idaho, Dr. Chuck Staben.
Thank you, Patrick, for opening our commencement ceremony. We're grateful for your leadership of the Senate this year. Thank you also to the University Wind Ensemble, conducted by Professor Al Gemberling and soloist Carolyn Exrels. The presentation of colors under the command of the Army the color guard was comprised of cadets from ROTC, our ROTC program from Idaho's own Chrisman Battalion. Thank you to our marshals and for the leadership of Dr. Rula Awad Rafferty, lead marshal for our ceremony today. And thank you to Jeremy Falk for acting as our voice from above. Let's give them all a round of applause. Welcome also to our special guests, U of I Regent and Idaho State Board of Education member Don Saltman, Kathy Barnard, Alumni Association Executive Director, and Joy Fisher, Executive Director of the U of I Foundation. We also have deans, faculty, honored guests, parents, and families. We thank all of you for joining us. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Welcome to the home campus of Idaho's premier research university. Located on historic Nez Perce land for 128 years, the University of Idaho has been a leader in transformative education, in innovation and discovery, and in meaningful engagement with communities in Idaho and beyond. More than 118,000 graduates have found their way to exciting careers and rewarding lives through the experience of a Vandal education. In fact, the 618 graduates statewide this December, all of you whom I have the honor of congratulating today, add to an impressive total of 126,421 degrees granted by U of I over the last 100 years. Those degrees are the culmination of long journeys. They represent and recognize a lot of hard work and imagination, persistence and creativity, natural talent, and conscientious skill development. Vandals are explorers whose curiosity and innovative spirit develop the whole person to be a contributing citizen in this rapidly changing world. The diploma you receive here today, or will actually receive in the coming weeks, is symbolic of the long nights you put in on research and design projects and scholarship, in study sessions, and in test preparation. The time you spent volunteering, the leadership and camaraderie you've experienced in student organizations, in sports, or in Greek life, the hopes and the ambitions you've harbored, cultivated, and practiced as you've learned and grown here at the University of Idaho. You're here today because you've earned it. We're confident that you are well prepared, that you have the training, the skills, and the perspective you need to succeed. The authenticity, work ethic, and confidence developed in your life are acknowledged attributes of Vandal graduates, and you will succeed. That's not just a president being optimistic about the students he has a responsibility for. That is a scientist who looks at the data and comes to an informed conclusion. The data tell us that Vandals are unique. Vandals go on to earn the highest salaries of graduates for any institution in the state. They go on to be leaders in industry, in public service, and in their communities. They are engineers, they are teachers, they are writers and thinkers, they are natural resource managers, they are doctors and lawyers and astronauts and even rocket scientists. I look forward to seeing where your degree takes you. I'm confident it will lead you to success. After you cross the stage today, and then you take your next steps in life, remember what you've accomplished here. You have overcome challenges, and you've embraced opportunities. You've shown what you can do. You're a college graduate, and more than that, you're a Vandal college graduate, and that makes you one of a kind. There are more than 4,000 institutions of higher education in the United States. Does anyone happen to know the most common nickname at colleges, among all colleges and universities, amongst all 4,000, what is the most popular mascot? Anybody? Eagles. You're correct. There are 76 eagles in the United States. A further 46 schools call themselves tigers, or a variation like Bengals. We have one of those in Idaho. There are 40 bulldogs, 27 cougars of some kind prowling the higher education landscape. The horse is also a popular nickname. 9 Mustangs in the United States, a couple of Mavericks, and no fewer than 5 Broncos, including one here in Idaho. But in all of higher education, across all 4,000 of those institutions, in all the classrooms, and all the football stadiums, there's really just one Vandals. And now you're one of them. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished over the past several years, and thank you for contributing to our university, for leaving your unique mark on just what it means to be a Vandal. Going forward, I want you to know that you have the backing of a very powerful Vandal family, an alumni network who will offer you advice, encouragement, and a sense of community in the years ahead. Many of you also have a great support system of parents, guardians, other family members, and friends here today. Those people helped you get here, and they helped you succeed here. And let's take a moment to recognize their commitment to your success. Parents, family members, and friends of our graduates, could you please stand? That's more or less everybody out in the audience there. Graduates, why don't you stand up, turn around, and applaud those who helped you succeed. Thank you. Now you can all sit down, but we got a good stretch out of that. Graduates, as you go out to make your unique success in the world, I encourage you to stay open to new ideas, to continue as an explorer, to seek out new information and new concepts, and to engage the world with enthusiasm and interest. Remember who you are, who you have become over the years here. You're well prepared, you're talented and confident. You are a Vandal, one of a kind. Congratulations, and go Vandals. Now, seated directly behind me are some of the University of Idaho's leaders. This includes vice presidents, deans, vice provosts, faculty, staff, and student leadership, and honored guests. Would the members of the platform party please stand? I'm always nervous of what they're doing back there. Let's thank them for their leadership and dedication to the students of our great institution. If you would please be seated. A full list of university leadership can be found in your commencement program. It is a privilege that we have with us today one of our university regents. Don Saltman is a member of the Idaho State Board of Education and our University of Idaho regent. Regent Saltman, will you please bring greetings to our graduates? Don.
Thank you, President Staben. On behalf of the Regents of the University of Idaho and the State Board of Education, I want to congratulate the graduates and your families. We are proud of your accomplishments, and we wish you great success in the future.
Thank you, Don, for being with us today and for your leadership of the Regents. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Janet Nelson, who is Vice President for Research and Economic Development here at the University of Idaho. She represents our nationally prominent research enterprise and works closely with faculty and staff to advance scholarly inquiry and activities. Since joining U of I in 2016, Vice President Nelson has concentrated on focusing our Vandal research enterprise on areas of impact for Idaho and beyond, connecting students to scholarship experiences, and communicating the value of university research and economic development activities. Vice President Nelson has a doctorate in chemistry from the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, California, and is a demonstrated leader in higher education, in agency administration, and private industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2017 winter commencement speaker, Dr. Janet Nelson.
Good afternoon. Is this on? Good. Thank you, President Staben, for that very kind introduction. Thank you, Provost Winsek, distinguished faculty, friends, family, students, and the graduating class of 2017. I am honored to be here with you today, graduates of University of Idaho. I'm very privileged to have been asked to be the speaker today. Generally, when I'm asked to speak, my first thought is, what should I say? My second thought is, what should I wear? Fortunately for today, that didn't require much contemplation, as you can see. Thinking back to my own graduations, I pondered what I might say to you today, what lessons I had learned, what I want to share when I was sitting in the chairs where you sit. Speaking of contemplating what to wear, I remember wearing this fine regalia during my graduation at Caltech. I remember our speaker, President George H.W. Bush. Today, you are not hearing from such a famous speaker, but at least you didn't have to go through Secret Service or metal detector screening to get to your seats. I don't remember much of President Bush's words. Something about VCRs flashing 12 o'clock and something about the crisis in the Persian Gulf. I was mostly worried about melting in the California heat. I was mostly focused on holding my infant daughter in my arms. My career has not followed a very traditional path, but I have had a magnificent journey. I've been highly encouraged to talk to you today about my experience in research and education and to provide reflections on leadership in a changing world. But my advice to you today is grounded in a different experience. Many of the life lessons I have learned are from sailing, specifically racing, or sailing regattas. I'd like to share some of these reflections today, and perhaps they will serve as good advice for you. My husband and I race sailboats. It is exhilarating. It requires one's entire focus. It is exhausting, and we often win. For those of you who need the short version of this address, the 5 pointers that I want to leave with you today are, you have to leave, your path, your destination is not always going to be a straight one. You're going to have to get wet. You may have to heave to. And remember, Rule 55 applies at all times. So, if you want to know some more detail about these 5 points. First, you have to leave. Please take a moment and reflect on some of the wonderful times you have had at the University of Idaho. Right now, you are in a safe harbor. You have studied, you have prepared. Now is the time to take the initiative and get in the game. Perhaps you know the quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes: "To reach a port, we must set sail, sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it, but we must not drift or lie at anchor." Now is the time for you to sail. Sail, not lie at anchor. Sail, not drift. It's time for your journey. Some of you may think you know where you're going. Some of you might not have a clue, but you won't get there unless you embark. Now that you've started, let's discuss point 2. The path to your destination is likely not a straight one. In sailing, it's important to know where you can't go. Often you can't sail straight to your destination because of how the wind is blowing. However, you can use any wind to get to any destination. Today, I won't go into the physics of sailing, but basically a series of tacking moves in a zigzag manner called beating will allow sailing in the upwind direction. I have a picture in my office that reminds me, you can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sails. If you haven't figured it out by now, life tends to present unexpected challenges. And although you may have clear goals, you will find that you need to adjust and adapt to new situations. Adjusting your attitude, like adjusting the sails on the boat, will keep you pressing forward despite occasional setbacks. Your time here at the University of Idaho has been filled with formal and informal learning to give you the tools to succeed. You are well prepared. Don't forget that some of your tools are your imagination and your creativity. Okay, so you're on the path. You're adjusting to situations. But point 3 reminds us you are going to get wet. Franklin D. Roosevelt has been attributed to saying, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." And when you are racing, if you are not getting close to capsizing, you are probably not pushing yourself hard enough. Push yourself. Put yourself in situations where you can grow. Situations where you not only push yourself, but surround yourself with others who will push you. Race with the champion class. Keep pushing, but don't forget, don't fall overboard. And with this in mind, let me move on to point 4. You might have to heave to. For those of you who are wondering what point 4 is all about, I assure you that this is not a reference to last night at the Corner Club. Heaving to in sailing is a way of slowing the boat's forward progress, as well as fixing the helm and the sail positions so that the boat does not have to be actively steered. A regatta is a series of races, and you need to regain your strength between races if you want to win the regatta. You may be more familiar with the advice, take a break, don't quit. Sometimes when things are getting too rough and seem too hard, remember this. Let me tell you a secret. My husband taught me this. When you are sailing, sometimes you have to spill the wind. Once we were sailing, and the wind was so strong, the boat was heeled over, and I began to panic. My husband told me to point up into the wind and to ease out the main. I headed upwind, the sails began to luff, the boat flattened, and I calmed down. We slowed down, but we kept going, and we got to our destination. As my final tip throughout your journey, I encourage you to remember point 5. Remember, Rule 55 applies at all times. If you look under your seat for your life after the University of Idaho instruction manual, I bet you won't find it. But in racing, there are numerous rules spelled out in great detail. The racing rule of sailing, provided by the International Sailing Federation, includes Rule 55, which states, a competitor shall not intentionally put trash into the water. That is, don't throw anything overboard. I do remind my husband of this occasionally on the water, that we would be disqualified from the race if he threw the crew overboard. But in all seriousness, with Rule 55, I call you to action. Leave this world a better place than you have found it. Give back. Go out and make a difference. I have enjoyed sharing some of these thoughts with you today as you celebrate your achievements. But remember, life is made of moments. Most of these experiences are things we can't possibly fully understand without experiencing them for ourselves. As graduates of the University of Idaho, you are now poised to embark on your journey filled with opportunities, challenges, and pursuits. Now is the time to create and follow your plans and have the confidence that your creativity, your courage, and your compassion will carry you across the finish line. As you and your Vandal classmates now embark, I would like to close with one of my favorite sailing quotes by Mark Twain. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you did not do than the things that you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail, explore, dream, discover. Thank you, and congratulations to you and your family.
We have a little gift for you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Let's give her another round of applause. I invite you to read more about Dr. Nelson in our commencement program. Now I wish to invite Provost Winsek, Registrar Heather Chermak, and Dr. Sanjay Sisodia, our Faculty Senate Commencement Chair, to join me in conferring honorary degrees.
May I present Kirby Dias for the degree Honorary Doctor of Administrative Science.
Kirby Dias, upon the recommendation of our faculty, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Administrative Science, together with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Born and raised in Kellogg, Kirby Dias received her Bachelor of Science in Physics from the College of Science in 1968, becoming one of the first women to do so. She began a career at Intel in 1979, and at the time of her 2003 retirement, she managed a global portfolio of 400 technology companies and had completed 50 acquisitions. Dias and her husband, Carl, are strong supporters of higher education and faculty excellence and undergraduate research at the U of I College of Science. The University of Idaho is proud to confer upon Kirby Dias, a most distinguished individual and leading alumna, the degree Doctor of Administrative Science. May I present Silas Whitman for the degree Honorary Doctor of Administrative Science.
Silas Whitman, upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Administrative Science, together with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
An enrolled member of the Nez Perce tribe and former tribal chairman for the Nez Perce Executive Committee, Silas Whitman has devoted his career to the stewardship of fisheries and aquatic systems in the Columbia River Basin and Idaho. He has nearly 50 years of experience in the public and private sectors conducting policy management and technical administrative activities, including tribal treaty resource management. A valued U of I research partner, he has also supported education for tribal members, created mentoring and support programs, and championed the value of traditional ways of knowing. The University of Idaho is proud to confer upon Silas Whitman, a most distinguished native son of Idaho, the degree Doctor of Administrative Science. May I present Brent Holben for the degree Honorary Doctor of Natural Resources.
Brent Holben, yes, let's give him a little round of applause. Brent Holben, upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Natural Resources, together with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
A native of Genesee, Brent Holben received his Bachelor of Science in Agronomy from the University of Idaho in 1972. He has worked at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center for over 39 years, performing research in ground-based and satellite remote sensing of land cover and aerosols, and leading the global AeroNet Sun-Sky Radiometer Network. A fellow of the American Geophysical Union with nearly 400 peer-reviewed published papers, Holben was awarded NASA's Exceptional Service Medal in 1996 and the Medal for Exceptional Achievement in 2001. The University of Idaho is proud to confer upon Brent Holben, a most distinguished and leading alumnus, the degree Doctor of Natural Resources. May I present Bill Newbury for the degree Honorary Doctor of Agricultural Science.
Bill Newbury, upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Agricultural Science, together with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Bill Newbury, originally from Twin Falls and a veteran of the U.S. Army and former air traffic controller, has had a distinguished career with the Pacific Northwest Farmers Cooperative, a 1,400-member agricultural cooperative whose growing area spans over 70 facilities, serving as the organization's president and CEO since 1996. In 2017, he was inducted into the Idaho Cooperative Hall of Fame. Through PNW, Newbury supports alumni and students of U of I through employment opportunities and internships. He is a strong supporter of education and the community and an active board member in numerous local and national organizations. The University of Idaho is proud to confer upon Bill Newbury, a most distinguished son of Idaho, the degree Doctor of Agricultural Science.
You can read more about all of our distinguished honorees in your commencement programs. A tradition of the University of Idaho is administering the oath of office for the commissions of the Officer Education Program candidates. This is achieved at the same time as they earn their degrees. Lieutenant Colonel Seth View, U.S. Army and Professor of Military Science, will administer the oath of office for those to be commissioned in the Armed Forces of the United States.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God.
Thank you. Well, congratulations to our newly commissioned officers. I know you will serve your fellow citizens, your country, and the world well with the supreme aim of peace and harmony at home and abroad. Thank you for your courage, for your sacrifice, and your commitment. Provost and Executive Vice President Winsek will now announce those receiving academic honors. John?
In continuing to acknowledge excellence at our university, we recognize the undergraduate students who are graduating with special honors today. Will the students please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing? I ask the crowd to please hold your applause until all honorees are standing. Cum laude, with distinction, a bronze honor cord, the top 10% of their college class. Magna cum laude, with great distinction, the silver honor cord, the top 6% of their college class. Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, the gold honor cord, the top 3% of their college class. We also invite to stand and be recognized members of our honors program and numerous honor societies, organizations, and veterans, and all others with honor cords. Please stand. Congratulations. You have brought distinction to yourselves and to your university through your high achievements as student scholars. We honor your hard work and commitment to learning, and we look forward to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourselves and for your peers. Thank you again. Please be seated. We are about to begin granting of degrees to all candidates who have met requirements for the baccalaureate, the master's, the specialist, doctoral degrees, and the requirements set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho, and have been completed through formal study. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? That's the bachelor's degree. President Staben, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded the baccalaureate degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for master's and specialist degrees please stand? Each of you has completed satisfactorily rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Staben, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive master's or specialist degrees so earned.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the specialist degree or master's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor please stand? Each of you has completed satisfactorily rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Stabin, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor so earned.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor please come forward escorted by the marshals, followed by the Master's, Specialist, and Baccalaureate degrees. We ask that all candidates, after receiving their degrees, please stay for the rest of the ceremony out of respect to other graduates and their families. Students receiving the doctorate are given a doctoral hood. It is our tradition at commencement for the doctoral candidate to be hooded by his or her major professor. Marshals, please escort the candidates to the stage.
I want to say a big congratulations because of the 2,000 plus four-year colleges in the nation. You guys are the only ones that got it right. So give yourself a hand.
You've not got a boyfriend, you're going to be a nun. You're going to be a nun. You're going to work for Jesus.
You guys silly? I'm still going to send it.
Damn! Daniel, back at it again.
I can be your backpack while you're
BPAP.
Pardon me.
Here's to that man you become.
Choose your expression, choose what you're into, choose your sexuality, choose whatever, and you have my promise right now, both of you, to love you and accept you no matter what life you choose.
Obama.
Together, we will make America great again.
When Gary Johnson found out he lost, he was like, wait, the election was yesterday?
And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Comes the Files.
Gorgeous.
What a catch! No way!
And what a job by Paul Petrino and the Idaho Vandals. They will tie a school record with 9 victories.
August 21st, 2017, the Great American Eclipse is finally here.
Over 100 Native American tribes from across North America have joined Standing Rock's movement.
It's really a great day, not just for SpaceX, but for the space industry as a whole, and proving that something can be done that many people said was impossible.
Moonlight,
the best picture.
Yeah. One man is doing what he can to keep the peace in Charlotte, one hug at a time.
And love is love is love is love is love is love, cannot be killed or swept aside. Now fill the world with music, love, and pride.
In my dream, we would live in a world where all of us are valued, respected, able to hold our heads up high, proud of ourselves for what we've accomplished together. I would hope that you would walk with me, in fact, run with me, so we can get to that dream a little bit quicker.
When I started, it felt like it was going to be a super long journey, and looking back at the last 4 years, it's flown by so fast, and I can't believe it's over.
As they would say, the lifelong connections that you have in college will carry you for the rest of your life.
Walking off that stage, I don't really know what's going to happen, but I know it'll be great.
I feel a bond with the campus and with people who work here and people who study here, and I know they have my backs when I fly out into the universe. Same.
Students graduating with a doctoral degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Joanna Kood, Plant Science, is being hooded by Major Professor Xiang Xiao. The dissertation title is Regulation of the Defense-Related SL-NAC1 Transcription Factor During Defense Signaling in Tomato. Ann Abbott, Natural Resources, is being hooded by Major Professor Mark Kimsey. The dissertation title is A Comparison of Regional and Site-Specific Biomass Equations for 3 North Idaho Conifers. Kendra Gale Schatzko, Entomology, is being hooded by Major Professor Stephen Cook. The dissertation title is Trees Die, Forests Live, Quantifying the Impacts of Insect Disturbances in the Intermountain West. Josh Kramer, Athletic Training, is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is A Novel Regional Interdependent Approach to the Evaluation and Treatment of Glenohumeral Rotational Motion Deficits, a Clinical Comparison and Review in Concept. Emily Dietz, Athletic Training, is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is A Novel Approach to Treating Tendinopathy, Initial Development and Analysis of Treatment-Based Classification Algorithms. Carla Sue Judge, Athletic Training, is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is The Impact of Stress Level on the Immediate Effects of Positional Release Therapy on Neurological Cross-Transfer and the Central Sensitization of Pain. Mary Jennifer McDonough is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is Advancement in Clinical Care Through Novel Therapy Interventions, Exploring Acute and Healthy Populations. Eric Stanford, athletic training, is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is Evaluation and Treatment of Perceived Hamstring Extensibility Dysfunction, a concept review, topic appraisal, and novel approaches to clinical practice. Alexander Zettelmoyer, athletic training, is being hooded by Major Professor Alan Nasipany. The dissertation title is The Effects of Total Motion Release FAB6 on Hamstring Flexibility of Healthy Subjects, an exploratory observational investigation. Students graduating with a Juris Doctor degree will be greeted by Dean Mark Adams and hooded by Richard Seaman. Robin Lynn McPherson. Students graduating with a master's degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Ayo Agdibite, environmental science. Nuir Ghazi Alutebi, statistical science. Nawal Makot Al-Sayari, physics. James Edmund Buffard, natural resources. Amanda Louise Karen, natural resources. Brent Lewis Chernard, natural resources. Francisco Chumbioka, electrical engineering. Joseph Dontan, environmental science. Tucker Burnell Daly, entomology. Kimberly May Davenport, animal science. Laura Kelly Flanagan, natural resources. Caitlin Nicole Goodwin, natural resources. Catherine Ann Hughes, natural resources. Regan Hansen, civil engineering. Lilia Shannon Husmund, theater arts. Eric Scott Hughes, civil engineering. Jamie Gerolimek, natural resources. Mohammed Sulaiman Khan, civil engineering. Malvika Kurana, electrical engineering. Brenna Nicole Kissling, accountancy. Beth L. Kohler, bioinformatics and computational biology. Megan Larea, civil engineering. Joy Suzanne Ledford, physical education. Jean Rong Lei, English. Liu Taolur, teaching English as a second language. Haley Allison Long, psychology. Mary Mary Gail Lugg, Natural Resources. Alex Lycan, Accountancy. Alexandria Marino, Bioregional Planning and Community Design. Madison Moore, Applied Economics. Grace Virgie P. Niliama, Natural Resources and Environmental Science. Magdeli Elisa Noguera Anderico, Electrical Engineering. Colton Robert Olson, Movement and Leisure Sciences. Lori Orr, Educational Leadership. Dalton Shea O'Neill, Architecture. Chinmayi Milind Patil, Integrated Architecture and Design. Jacob Edward Pior, Movement and Leisure Sciences. Jordan Benjamin Scott, Electrical Engineering. Andrew Skinner, Civil Engineering. Brittany Marie Toon, Educational Leadership. Justin Trujillo, Natural Resources. Mandy Weber, Curriculum and Instruction. Sarah Dorisha Worthington, Natural Resources. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences will be greeted by Dean Michael Perella. Christina Renee Dingman. Jared Dean Allen. Emily Rose Aronson. Justine Lynn Carlson. Christy Leanne Carrender. Cragen? Taylor Michelle Cragen. Lindsay Schatz D'Souza. Caitlin Rose Foote. Fabian Robles. Karina Cheatham. Melissa Emily Getz. Royce Christopher Grassel. Puspita Sari Hamijoyo. Kyle Darren Isham. Amber Lynn Lannon. Taylor Mercedes Leggett. Hunter Andrew Montgomery. Jesse Morgan. Kirk Lawrence Nelson. Trevor Morgan Owens. Kaylin Elizabeth May Price. Ryan Eldon Setzer. Annie Facilla. Jacqueline Taishi. Justin Edward Tatum. Nicole Kyoko Tong. Joshua Brian Travers, magna cum laude. Jordan Verbray. Jordan Nicole Workman. Jacqueline Suniga. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Art and Architecture will be greeted by Dean Shauna Corey. Michaela Olinger. Hannah Barnes. Kathleen Michelle Boyle. Rena Du. Brenda Catherine Ely. Justin Gregory Hoffman. Kira Langer. Matthew Siren. Sylvan Stewart. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Business and Economics will be greeted by Dean Mark Chopin. Emily Rose Siebrecht, summa cum laude. Madison Marie Munson. Rebecca Elise Darney. Kayla Steinbach. Lucas Parker Bird. Austin Reed Merrill. Hayden Mayan Bettinson. Timothy Keith Delcourt. Jessica Rosalind Johnson. Brandon Latta. Timothy Keen Meeks. Taylor Falk. Deanna Elizabeth Collins. Benjamin Paul Harp. Nolan Michael Hoynes. Kevin Miller. Michael Braden Curtis. Kelton Hunter. Colin Scott Kraft. Tutino, summa cum laude. Joseph Fennig, summa cum laude. Chase Van Boyen. Cheyenne Zoe Angel Griffith. Krisha Jean Hedge. Emily McBride. Evan August Lunning. Alexander Walter Fairbanks. Alexander Walter Fairbanks. Maximus Lightning. Esteban Juan Lahardi, summa cum laude. Devin Funderburg. Christopher Lloyd Harlan. Ryan John McNulty, summa cum laude. Dane Jeltness. John Batakan. John Owen Murray. Jake Owen Murray. Jordan Keys. Benjamin Porter. Karen Eliana Duran. Junmei Liu. Jose Antonio Reyes Sierra. Kyle Tucker. Biyong Chen. Itao Lee. Lanzang Xiang. Xiang Yu Jia. Yusen Ho. Yi Lun Zhao. Shengan Gu. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Education will be greeted by Dean Ali Carr-Chelman. Caitlin Julene Wold. Isaiah Lee Bradford. Tristan Clements. Emma Coates. Torrin Crawford. Torrin Crawford. Justin Ewing. Clayton James Garcia. Kenneth Blaine Harper. Emily Taylor James. Chelsea Mae Jones. Alexandra Page Leisure, cum laude. Mary Madison Riley Lyons. Tiffany Marie Mays. Timothy Charles Olson. Victoria Ann Papke. Samantha Ramona Salazar, magna cum laude. Madison Seymour, cum laude. Gentry McKell Taylor. Leanne May Wee Tompkins. Kiana Rohan Walker. Kelly Elizabeth Zanat.
Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Engineering will be greeted by Dean Larry Stauffer. Khalid Mohammed Al-Dosari. Abdullah Zamel Al-Dosari. Fawaz Hadi R. Al-Harbi. Kyle Christopher Allen. Walid Mohaya A. Al-Motayiri. Suleiman Farah T. Al-Rashidi. Mohaned Mansour Al-Munif. Yazid Mohammed Saad Al-Otaibi. Christopher Michael Baker. Brian James Barrett. Nathan M. Bleesner. Matthew Taylor Buchanan. Christian L. Buckler. Devin Masaru Burgess. Jens Samuel Pagia Christensen. Alex Crozis. Cade Kekoa Dustin. Zachary Michael Neputi. Margaret Ann Fitzgerald. Daniel Alexander Gentile. Peter Francis Haley. Quentin T. Heath. Justin Kenneth Cody Hinrichs. Jacob Daniel Joe Hopkins. Colton Russell Hotchkiss. Matthew Jack Kirkland, cum laude. Nick Krenowitz. Alexander Michael Lepik, cum laude. Jared Scott Mahoney. Kevin Marwan. David John Morton. Joshua Ryan Neath. Gavin Lincoln Quinn. Kevin Ramirez. Reb Allen Revels. Adam Paul Subert. Cameron Eugene Snow. Smritya Somaskanda Iyer. Tyler Nicholas Songstad. Brendan Mitchell Souvenir. Kenneth Spears. Bradley David Spears. Craig Seward Tedman. Jeffrey August Von Bargen. Grant Wade. Kristen Marie Wells. Riley E. Yeager. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences will be greeted by Dean Andrew Kirsten. J.C. Lynn Ianelli. Nick Roger Adams. Destiny Joy Alvarez. Rosemary Lane Anderson, summa cum laude. Louis Charles Arruda IV. Nicholas Spencer Baker. Evan Michael Ellis Barrett. Stephanie Jean Becker. Jenna Renee Billings. Viet Tan Carter Brannigan. Samuel Robert Carlson. Zachary Tobias Karskalen. Quinn Loren Cummings. Tan Chien Juan Jazz. Rachel Catherine Delmer. Kayla Renee O'Berry. Rachel Nicole Goodman, magna cum laude. Brianna Marie Derry. Andrew Paul Dobach. Chase Robert England. Nicole Estabrooks. Megan Nicole Evans. Heather Wellborn Falkill. Kelly Elizabeth Fox. Taylor Nicole Hamilton. Christopher John Harkins. Jennifer Lynn Harrington Ricciardi. Luke E. Henderson. Christine Ann Hicks. Sean Patrick Hogan. Aria Catriel Horowitz. Virginia K. Yagi. Megan Patricia James. Ashley Nicole Jensen. Patrick Kukla. Henley Irene Blick. Sydney Dawn Giacomazzi. Katie Ruth Cron, summa cum laude. Anthony J. Lothspeak. Lavina Louie. Nathan Gregory McComb. Nikel Jacqueline Marie Maynarick. Kindra Suzanne Malloy. Michaela Renee Hannon, summa cum laude. Christian Mata. Stephen Douglas Matlock. Julia Elizabeth Casal. Jessica Marie Matzow. Justin Ryan McCabe, summa cum laude. Chad Thomas McKnight. Morgan Lee McReynolds. Chien Nye. Lauren Nicole Riley. Kyle Matthew Peterson. Sam Raymond. Matt Riggle. Jenny Lee Riley. Amanda Suzanne Roy. Michaela Joan Sires. Etienne Jude Soul. Madeline Ray Starrett. Madeline Ann Steele. Hillary Ann Strom, magna cum laude. Mary Margaret Sullivan. LaJuan Teasley. Bradley Matthew Thompson. Joanna L. Tollefson. Erica Lynn Tracy. Monica Voracek. Rachel Westby. Jeremy Eric Whitehall. George Alexander Wood. Wyatt Brett Wright. Heather Ann Young. Shelby Marie Farrell, cum laude. Austin James Carstetter. Mallory Ruth Sosa. Taryn Edgar Zolman. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Natural Resources will be greeted by Dean Kurt Pretziger. Chung Chen Yi. Dustin Brewster. James Aragorn Carrier. Matthew Byron Courtney. Andrew Neil Godders. Andrew Gregory Jensen. Charles Benjamin Carrick. Corey Kendall Corner. Earl G. Lunsford. Aaron Jacob Melville. Sylvia Nancy Peterson. Ryan Michael Ramber. Kent Jason Schneider. Nicole Helen Spruti. Cum laude. Carlton D. Strow. Kyle Jordan Swanstrom. Shelby Renee Swanstrom. Students graduating with the bachelor's degree in the College of Science will be greeted by Dean Ginger Carney. Ariana Flora Gaskin. Levi J. Bischoff, summa cum laude. Megan Beth Eisenlord. Jason K. Galligan. Cheryl Elise Gehring. Ryan Wesley Gibson. Gareth Reese Haug. Allison Leduc, cum laude. Lindsay Ann Ledbetter. Emma Christine Niedolt. Jasmine Lee Paredes. Lindsay Faye Snyder. Austin Tyler Young. Brianna Catherine Zach.
We'll give our graduates just a moment to return to their seats. All right, at this point, if I could have all of the graduates please stand. Graduates, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Let's do that, right to left. Go Vandals, and congratulations. Thanks, everyone. You can be seated. Now I wish to acknowledge, thank, and commend our faculty. Will the faculty please stand? Faculty are the source of guidance and knowledge for our students. You set the curricula, advise, teach, and mentor students. You conduct research, and you develop work in the creative and performing arts. You make innovations which are shared in your classrooms, laboratories, clinics, studios, fields, and landscapes throughout the state and around the world. Your intellect, commitment, training, experience, and wisdom are the core asset of the University of Idaho. Thank you for your commitment to our students, our shared governance, and the University of Idaho. Let's applaud our faculty one more time. Thank you. It's a privilege and joy to work with our very talented and committed student leaders. I'd like to have stand Erin McCrillis, President for the Student Bar Association. Is she with us today? Ezekiel Aronkombi, President for the Graduate and Professional Student Association. And Mackenzie McDonald, President of our Associated Students of the University of Idaho. Thanks to all of them for their commitment to their fellow students on behalf of the university. At this point, I'd like to invite Mackenzie McDonald, President of the Associated Students of the University of Idaho, to say a few words. Mackenzie?
Good afternoon, and congratulations, graduates. I feel very honored to have the opportunity to address all of you today. I've been thinking a lot about these remarks and what I wanted to say. You see, I don't know yet what it's like to go through my last semester here at the University of Idaho, nor do I know what it's like to start submitting applications to graduate school or for real adult jobs. I get to do all of that next semester. So, as I'm sure you can see, I'm definitely not in a position to be giving any of you advice. So I thought that what I might do is talk about the things that I hope you remember from your experience here for years to come. So let's start with your first year. I call this the "do I actually want to do this" year. You arrive on campus before everyone else does, and what ensues is a week or so of panic, confusion, and second guessing. If you chose to live in the residence halls, I hope you never forget about your first experiences at what was then Bob's. I hope you remember what it was like to get to know the people in your hall and to establish your friend group. If you went through Greek recruitment, I hope you never forget that, even though you might really want to. But I think we've all seen that being able to make small talk with strangers who may or may not want to talk to you has proven to be a useful skill. I hope everyone remembers what it was like to get your first essay back from a professor with endless comments about how you use too many words when you write. I hope you never forget your first Vandal homecoming, the serpentine, the fireworks, the game, and wondering why homecoming wasn't nearly that fun in high school. Most importantly, I hope you never forget your feelings of accomplishment when you realized you had made it through your first year of college in one piece. Sophomore year. I call this the, "yeah, I can handle this" year. You already went through 1 year, so you think you've got it figured out. You know where all the good coffee shops are in Moscow, you've walked through the ARB a few times, you're pretty sure you've settled into your major. Most importantly, you've learned that you don't necessarily have to buy all the textbooks, and that not all reading assignments are created equally. You feel like a regular pro on campus. You get your first summer internship, and ultimately, you think you're pretty cool. Junior year. I call this the hits the fan year, if you know what I'm saying. You come back to campus for your third year, get settled into the fall semester, and are disturbed by the fact that you already seem to have senioritis. You've become a very skilled procrastinator and continue to amaze yourself with how well you can work during crunch time. But school is hard, and the tests you're taking are no longer multiple choice on a Scantron. You start to question whether or not you're good at your major, and you begin to search for available jobs that require experience of some college. Then, for many of you, you turn 21, and suddenly your weekend starts on a Thursday. Senior year. I call this the, "well, I've made it this far" year. You realize that there is life beyond college, and now you're not sure if you really want anything to do with that. You consider adding a minor because you need some more time to figure out your life. You take time to reflect on your experience and how much you've changed during your time here. And finally, like you all just did, you put on your cap and gown and graduate. While we have all had different experiences during our time as students, I hope at least some of that resonated with you. I hope you take this time to celebrate your many accomplishments and acknowledge the hard work and dedication that being here today required of you. Think about the people that helped you along your journey: faculty, staff, your friends and significant others, your parents. Spend time celebrating, and then go do what Vandals do and make the world a better place. Once again, congratulations, and go Vandals.
I'd like to ask Alumni Relations Executive Director Kathy Barnard to come forward. Kathy?
Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution. I know that we have a lot of Vandals in this audience. May I have all University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform, and now the newest members of our alumni group, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, you are joining an elite and loyal group of individuals numbering over 118,000. The Vandal family is large and broad and kind and is always there for you. I wish you well in your new endeavors. Please don't stay away too long. Get involved in your alumni chapters wherever they are. And as always, go Vandals.
Well, as we near the conclusion of our commencement, I'd like to thank once again our University Wind Ensemble. Let's give them a hand. There are, of course, many others who worked for several months to make this event so special, and my thanks to the University Commencement Committee, the Faculty Commencement Committee, Event Support Services, our Kibbe Activity Center staff, University Communications and Marketing, the Registrar's Office, the Alumni Office, the Development Office, the President's Office, and all the colleges, faculty, and staff at the University of Idaho had a part in planning this ceremony. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Special thanks to our commencement readers, Lisa Salisbury and Rochelle Smith. Thank you very much. Thank you to the University and College floor marshals for volunteering your time today as well. Sure. Graduates, please join your family and friends at the university reception behind the curtain over here, immediately following the end of the ceremony on the east end of the floor of the dome. And if you would, graduates, please wait until the stage party has exited the seating area before you begin to recess. And before we conclude, we invite everyone to rise for the singing of the chorus, the Alma Mater. The words are located in your program.